Okay, we're doing a prop challenge. We're gonna randomly spin a wheel of genres and spin a wheel of props, and we have to make a prop that fits in that genre, but
we only have $10 to do it with.
Let's jump in. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're each gonna make a prop. We're gonna spin the wheel once to find out what genre or what fandom that has to come from. And then we'll each spin the wheel to find out what prop we're making from that world, all right?
In the worlds that we've chosen, just to read those here, we've got steampunk as a generic world.
Kind of just genre almost, yeah.
Then we've got Halo, we've got Lord of the Rings, the Marvel DC universe is kind of the superhero universe.
Yeah.
And then we've got Mario, Fallout, which is kind of a post-apocalyptic, and then of course Star Wars. Sound good for today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited.
We'll go ahead and spin and see which one we get to work
Which one
with.
we have to work in, okay.
Okay, here we go.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes! Lord of the Rings!
Alright,
Okay.
Lord of the Rings it is.
That is fitting. This is well timed. With the Moot TV show just coming out. So I'm excited for that, because that'll be...
Good.
I think that will almost be harder with the small budget to like find something that we can make like fit that elegance of Lord of the Rings. But
yeah, that'll be interesting. So the next spinning wheel that we have is going to be, we'll spin twice.
Yeah.
Once for you, once for me.
Yeah.
And then that's going to determine the type of item that we have to build, right?
Yeah. And we have to take that item and we have to make it like look like it fits into that world. So,
which will be interesting because one of the items, and the first item is gun, which could be pistol, rifle, whatever, some sort of pew-pew, right? Yeah. Then we've got sword, legendary item, which is kind of a little bit of a wild card.
Yeah.
That'll be left up to interpretation. But we've also got explosive, helmet, gauntlet, and bow. So
I feel like a lot of these can work pretty well for Lord of the Rings, but if we get the gun, that one's gonna really push our brains to try to figure it out.
Yeah, agreed.
So, okay.
All right, you first or me?
Me first?
You
Sure.
first.
Okay.
All right. Well, you may as well click.
All right, just click anywhere on here?
Yep. Oh, it looks like pretty solid.
Legendary item. Okay, so I'll be building a legendary item from Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Now, the question is, do I hide this item so I'm not making the same thing?
Huh?
See, I can hide it and it won't be an option.
Yeah.
That way we're both...
That way we don't get the same one.
Yeah, so let's hide that.
Do that. Okay.
So now...
legendary items removed, and now Myron's gonna go. And we'll see what he gets.
I'm getting the gun.
Probably just no.
Oh, okay. All right. That's easy enough. Sword. So sword will be for me, legendary item for you.
Okay, sweet. Whew. All right, well, I gotta think on this and figure out what I'm gonna do. I think partially I just need to go and just like see what's there and just get inspired, be like, oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do this. But also that I might have like decision paralysis because there will be so many options. Okay.
Let's go spend
a
little bit of money.
Let's take you guys with us and let's go to the dollar store. Oh, that's on the tripod. We'll just leave that here. Okay. So, we're at the dollar store. It looks like it's midnight, but we're just during daylight savings time right now. So it's only, I don't have a watch on, but it's only 6:40. It's just really dark. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna talk to them, make sure that they're okay with us going in with a camera and stuff, and then we'll see what we can find to build our stuff. Okay, well, I lost Myron. I don't know where he went. Let's look around. Nope. There he is. I don't know, I just saw these like tea light candles, and I was kind of like, okay, well, what can I do with that? Because that gives me like a little LED type of thing that kind of flickers that I might be able to like put inside of something. So I'm kind of thinking what I might be able to do that. What I'm leaning towards right now is possibly some kind of like magical concoction potion type of thing. This is not in the Lord of the Rings world, but like a Felix Felicis type of thing, some cool looking like potion or elixir type of thing, maybe. That's in like a really cool bottle. You see if they have twine or something like that that I might be able to use. But that's where I'm leaning right now. I think that's where I'm kind of going from what I'm seeing.
What do you think about? Huh?
Nice.
What do you think? That gives it, so this would be a little orcish, right? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Cut that in half, glue it on the sides. That could totally work. I'm throwing that in the basket for now, and we'll see.
Okay, that's the ticket. This is what I was looking for. All right, this confirms. I'm gonna probably do something with the model thing. These guys.
I think that's the ticket right there. I'm gonna get all 3 of these. That's how I'm gonna bulk this out. That's the answer right there.
Do you think they'll give it to me cheaper because it doesn't have a lid on it? I'm just like haggling at the dollar store.
Oh man, I like that. Ooh, that's looking cool. That's looking cool. I think that's a ticket. That's my human skin hand wrap right there.
Wait, is this a pack of 3? Also for $1? I'll put this one back.
This is perfect. Leftover from Halloween. That's totally orc right there.
Nice. We actually have a YouTube channel where we teach people to make props and costumes for cosplay. I mean, as you can see, we're just filming on our phones, so it's not like... No, you don't need anything too fancy to get started.
Okay, now that's with the donation. So we were at $20.11?
Yeah. All right, we did it. $20.11. So I think that's pretty good. You can't get much closer to 10 bucks each on that. So let's get back to the workshop and see if we can actually make something with all this stuff. Here we go. All right, take a look at our spoils. I got this fancy fern, that's what I'm gonna call it. Got me some decorative moss. Everything has sparkles all over. I got me a little push button LED light. Christmas ornament. And some rocks. A bottle with a top. Some rope. And some batteries, because batteries are not included. And with this, I'm going to make a legendary item. I'm thinking Mithril. So I'll leave it at that for now, and you'll just have to watch and see what I do.
Okay, for mine, I've got, of course, our base, which is the main piece for our sword. Don't know which side's gonna be which, but we'll figure that out. And then to build off of that, all of my blades will be a combination of these guys. So I will cut them up and glue them on at various positions. What else? Oh, okay, here we go. This is our hand guard that we're going to put on there. And my supplement to the hand guard, our chew toy. But I'm thinking if I do it something like this, that chew toy will go something like that. I'll probably cut that in half and glue that on. Okay, so we got the chew toy. We've got the handcuffs just for that. We'll take the chain at least and use that for kind of the orky, yeah, I don't know, but it's there and I'll figure a use for it. And last but not least, my human skin bag that we'll use to build out our handle. So I think I have everything to make a really gnarly looking orc sword.
Before we get started, I think we need to suit up. first things first, I need to put some batteries in this thing, see how bright it is, and see if this is gonna work, because this is the base of my whole thing. Everything hinges on this. So I'm gonna get batteries in this, see if this works, and then I'm gonna need to start cutting this up a little bit. I need to get a ton of hot glue into some kind of big congealed mold mass of some kind and build some of this into it. And yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm starting.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna cut this in half. I need to cut this down to strips. I need to take this and sand it. Maybe not the whole thing, but if I want this to stick well, especially if I end up using hot glue, I don't know whether I'll use hot glue or super glue, but I think roughing up the surface is gonna help the foam stick better. And then I've got to decide whether I'm gonna cut this down or just use it as is.
Those were just some beauty shots of the Dremel, because I'm about to do some Dremeling. Now you're probably wondering, what in the world am I doing? You'll see. Okay guys, I have to tell you something. Sorry about that guys. My voice is a little raspy. It's a rasp. I'm just... Okay.
Okay, so
It's looking so cool.
there's a basic form. Obviously, I need hot glue here, but yeah. What do you think?
I think it looks really cool. I love these like swoops and everything. It feels very orcrist. The orc killer blade or whatever, the goblin killer blade.
Oh yeah, that's the problem that I think I have is this doesn't look orc. It looks elvish.
Yeah. Other than like these spiky guys.
Other than my spiky dog bone.
Yeah.
dog bone and turn this into an elven sword.
Yeah.
Can we call an audible? At this point, I can.
I think
right?
so. Yeah, totally. And at any point, yeah. And then now this just becomes a nice, elegant, like white leather wrap now instead of
a human skin wrap. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's looking sweet. Nice work. You want to see where I am so far?
Yeah, let's see where you're at.
Well, I have all these things that I'm gonna make something with, so that's cool. I filled up a piece of PVC pipe full of glue.
Am I even in this shot? This is crazy. Okay. I found this little piece of PVC pipe on the ground. So I'm gonna use this as kind of like a mold, essentially, to just fill up with hot glue. So I'm just like put some Vaseline or something on the inside. Hopefully try to get the outside to not stick. And then I'm gonna just fill it up with hot glue. Here we go. Just waiting for the hot glue gun to heat up to put more hot glue in this thing. This is like the main thing too, so I feel like I need to do this before I can do all the rest. Oh, maybe I could, oh no. I'm gonna do the hot glue thing first. Oh, back at it. Now I should go put this in the freezer.
Hot glue that's sitting in the freezer right now. And now I'm drawing some lines on this. But I kind of needed to get that hot glue thing going first.
Yeah. Well, that's
it's like
kind of
the main piece.
the main item.
And everything else is going to be built around it. So that's all I got so far.
All right. Well.
So I feel like there's a story behind this piece. Like, I wonder if we should like come up with a story behind both of our pieces and like record a sweet voiceover for it, because like to show, like, say how it got to this point, right? Mine's a legendary item. Yours is a cool sword.
Yeah, especially like when I first started out as gonna do an orc sword, I thought, it's just a sword. But now that it's kind of shifted to be an elven sword, and it just feels like most swords have a name and a story behind them. So totally, yeah. I think it's a great idea.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Sweet.
I like that.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Backstory. Yeah.
From the beginning of time and the creation of the world, and throughout the ages of history, powerful items have been forged for good and evil intent. Glamdring, Orcist, Sting, and other legendary items are ancient in craft and in history. But this sword has a story yet unwritten. In the Fourth Age, Aragorn died and was buried alongside Merry and Pippin within the White Tower in the citadel of Gondor. Legolas and Gimli were then to depart Gondor to sail to Valinor to join the elves. Much of Gondor came to the shores to see the heroes off. When the boat arrived, they found Elrond aboard, who had come one final time to Middle-earth to entreat his now grieving daughter Arwen to return with them. With tears flowing from her eyes, she embraced her father and said, "You know I cannot. My heart and my fate is entwined with the man I have loved." Elrond knew this, and he replied, "Indeed, this is true." Looking out to the people of Gondor, he spoke, "As surely as all living things are woven together, elves, dwarves, hobbit, and man, though we leave to rest in Valinor, surely someday evil will return in its cycle. Those who are left here in Middle-earth will be called to struggle against it. If the need is great, and the struggle for good against evil is in peril, bring forth this sword. When wielded with such a cause, it will sound the call in Valinor, and we will come again to weld our strength with yours." And with that, the sword Lanvir was given for the protection of Middle-earth. Entrusted to Gondor, where it lays displayed on an altar, at the feet of the tombs of Arwen and Aragorn, hopefully to remain untouched for many ages to come.
Even as the bells rang and the drums beat in celebration of a union of light, a darkness awoke in the depths of the Dwardelf and began to ascend. The Longbeards tried as they might to fight back against the Balrog in defense of their home. Only weapons made of mithril alloys seemed to have any effect, but they were not enough, and the Balrog rose from the deep. Having learned of Grongrim's shard, his wife begged him to give it to her father to forge a weapon that could fight the Balrog. Consumed with his greed and fear of losing the gifts it granted him, Grongrim refused, took his shard, and fled Khazad-dûm. Fleeing to the woods beyond two great peaks, and fatigued from the speed of his escape, he fell upon a riverbank and began to drink. Consumed by thirst, he was unaware of his surroundings. Moments later, Grongrim's brief respite was interrupted by the thundering footsteps of a horde of orcs approaching. Without a moment's thought, Grongrim leapt to his feet and fled the riverbank, with the orcs in pursuit. In his haste, he failed to notice that his drinking flask had come loose and settled in the mossy river rock. His royal lineage forfeit, his wealth left behind, once again a refugee fleeing the forces of darkness, Grongrim disappeared out of sight. Grongrim's shard lay in the riverbank with its glowing heartbeat, longing to give the light and gifts that could defeat the darkness of the deep. But through the weakness of mortals was not shared. And so, Durin and his son were slain, and Khazad-dûm fell into darkness, taking on a new name, MORIA. Lost to the ages, Grongrim's shard awaits the one who will find it again and share its light with all that it may chase away the darkness and usher in a new era on Middle-earth.
All right, well, we're not going to show you guys what they look like fully yet. We want to do a sweet beauty shot montage for you for the big reveal. But I'm pretty excited about how they turned out. How about you?
Yeah, for a dollar store build, I was thrilled. I was really happy with it. I was a little disappointed I didn't get to use my dog chew toys, but you know.
Yeah, well, did it with not even having to use all the stuff you got, which is pretty good. So, but we want to invite you guys to do this challenge with us. Use the same prompts that we did to kind of limit yourself. Take $10, go to the dollar store, see what you can buy and what you can make from that, and then share it on Instagram using the hashtag.
Let's use the hashtag $store prop. So if you use that on Instagram, we'll be looking for what you guys come up with. And in the next couple of weeks, we hope to do a video where maybe we can showcase some of the stuff that you've done. We're really excited to see what you can do with a limited amount of funds and a confined realm to work in.
So you got a couple weeks to do that, and then we'll go into that hashtag, take a look at all of them, we'll record ourselves, do a nice little reaction to you guys' awesome stuff, and your thing could be in one of our next videos. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to get to those sweet beauty shots, but cosplay on, my friends. See ya.
Alright, that's a wrap.
Yeah, I think that turned out pretty well.